What's up everyone? My name is Ellie and it's a pleasure to welcome you into my sacred space today and to be your guide for today's reading, which is all about your 2023 blessing. I just really wanted to take this moment before I start the reading today to thank you all for having been alongside me during this journey this year, and for those of you who had faith in me and in my journey, even at times where I was lacking it myself. I guess, this lady is a work in progress, right? Just like everybody else. But yeah, I just really want to thank everybody who has been watching these videos I've been making, all of my clients as well who have encouraged my work throughout the year and who purchased readings from me and who helped me put food in my fridge and a roof over my head, and who allowed me this chance to be able to live from my absolute passion in life. And you letting me in over the last 2 years into your stories, into your intimacy, into your journey. It grew me as a human being. And yeah, seriously, I'm just grateful for you all, basically. And I just felt that intense pull to really show it throughout this video today. And it's so funny because yesterday night I was having some kind of like, when you have like one of those profound kind of like epiphanies, and it was a very spiritual night for me yesterday night, I have to say. And I was just reading through old stuff that I had written a while ago in an old journal of mine. Stuff that I had written 2 years, 3 years, even 4 years ago. And so I was going through all of these past memories of it and reading myself through it all. The sad moments, the happier moments, the manifestations I made happen, and it was just so interesting to see myself from that perspective, to see what I was worried about back then during these years and what I was hoping for and what was doing not so great in my life, what was doing great in my life. I guess it was really just interesting to see all of that, and I cried reading through that because I realized that most of the stuff I had written during these years, the good stuff, the bad stuff, either were things that eventually got realized, that are realized now today, the beautiful stuff, or they are stuff that I've been able to pass over for the bad stuff, And so I guess it was just like a gut punch. I guess that what I'm trying to say is I just had a weird year, you guys. I just had a weird year. Like, there's nothing else to say about that. I hold one of my worst memories from the beginning of this year, which happened in my personal life. So don't worry, it has nothing to do with what's happening over here or with you guys. And it's something that I've been trying to heal throughout the year, slowly but surely. And I guess that yesterday what happened, reading through these old entries of the very sad moments, the very happy moments that made me into the woman that I am today, it kind of made me realize something. And it's that sometimes, like, our lives are not going to be at the place we wish it could be. It will not be at the place we will want it to be. But is it going to be ever, really? Right? I guess is the point I'm trying to come across. And yesterday I found the beauty in that bittersweet note of life. It made me kind of understand that a beautiful life, a very well-lived life, has that bittersweet note to it. And that's what makes the experience so fulfilling, in truth. And I don't know why I want to share that with you guys. I guess it's just in case somebody is maybe in the same energetic spot as me throughout this year. I don't know. But it definitely made me want to go back to a journal practice, obviously, and it's also something that I highly recommend to you all for those of you who have been thinking about maybe starting a journaling practice. Yeah, it was so illuminating yesterday and so profoundly clarifying and emotional. It's always so enlightening to see how far we've come, right? And all the things we could achieve that are worth being noted, alongside the bad stuff that will happen to any of us once in a while. You know, there is such beauty in the bittersweet note of life. And I guess that's what I wish for you this year. I wish you to continue to live a life meaningfully. I wish you to continue to live life deeply and to live it as consciously as possible, maybe. Even if sometimes we stray away from the path, right? That's okay. I feel like it's okay to stray away from the path once in a while. And it's funny because in those times, we have to know that we are going to be ready someday to come back, right? And our body, our spirit, is just going to call us in once it's that right time. And we're going to be able to feel ready to reel ourselves back in. But yeah, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, I love you and I thank you. I guess that's just what I wanted to say today. Oh, getting emotional. So now, all of that being tossed aside, today is supposed to be a happy day, right? We're going to make a summary of your year 2023, and then we're also going to take a look at the blessings coming up to you this next year. And I also want to let you know, you guys, that I've let this reading completely open for any messages that the spirits want to communicate to me, because I tend to find that when I leave the readings freestyle like that and kind of open like that, that's where I tend to get the most personal and in-depth messages. So that's how I felt led to create the reading for you guys today. So expect any messages to come through, whether it's career related, whether it's relationship related, or whether it's related to something maybe a bit more personal that is going on in your life, or that needs resolving from 2022. So in a moment, you are going to have the different piles on screen, and I will ask you all to really take the time to recenter and tune in with your intuition in order to pick the pile with which you connect with the most, the pile that resonates the most with you. And once you have done that choice, head down into the description box down below and click on the timestamp associated with your pile, and I shall see you all on your reading. Welcome to your reading pile 1. So today we are taking a look at your year 2023. So whatever the spirits will wish to lead me towards for you in terms of main events, life changes, main themes, potential challenges, and any guidance as well that wants to come through. And in case you skipped the intro, this reading is all topic included. All right, so these messages may touch your relationships, your career, your personal life, and that's because I tend to find that the forecasts get a lot more personal and detailed when I leave the book open like that for anything that wants to come. So that's what I chose to do this year. And also, I'm going to start with your oracle cards today because that's also what I've been guided to do somehow. And so we'll start by getting a good look at the main energies and themes for your year pile 1, and then after that I'm going to jump into your tarot cards to look more into the main events and sort of what will happen during your year. So with your oracle cards, I also drew a major arcana here, and that will sort of show me the type of year that you will be going through. So this card will sort of be the resume of the energy that you are stepping into in 2023. So I do feel like the major arcanas in tarot can sometimes represent some kind of like wheel, standing for major lessons of self-growth or chapters of your life too. And it's in that optic that I wanted to draw a major arcana to kind of like define your year. So yeah, let's see what you guys have gotten. We have La Force, the Strength card. So this is going to be a strength year for you, Pawan. Strength could be a lesson, could be a challenge as well. What else have we got? We have new moon in Aries, and it says go for it. Then we also have new moon in Libra, know you are loved. And then we also have in my Lenormand, we have the house. And we also have the bouquet. So this is interesting because Libra and Aries are opposite signs. And I always personally saw opposite signs in astrology not as antagonists necessarily towards one another, but I know that a lot of people view it this way. But for me personally, I see opposite signs as living kind of like on the same kind of spectrum. So yes, although these signs are very different in essence in their energy, they still kind of go through life, similar life lessons, but they will experience that lessons from different end of the spectrum, if you see what I mean. And so one side of the spectrum is not better than the other, in my opinion. It's just that different people came into this life to learn different things, plain and simple. So for when it comes to Aries and Libra, I tend to find that the lesson will often surround individualization versus diplomacy, independence versus cooperation, leadership versus teamwork, relationship to ourselves versus our relationship to others. So that's a very broadened summary, and there is so much more depth to it, but Aries and Libra will actualize in their own way through those kinds of lessons very often. And it's kind of this theme that I see for you this year, Pawan. We even have the bouquet here for you, which represents unexpected gifts. So someone could be paying it forward to you this year. You could be winning over favors with people. And also this bouquet could represent some kind of rekindle of some kind for you as well, like putting your differences aside with someone and deciding to give each other a chance or deciding to work together. How you will experience that Aries Libra kind of lesson this year, though, I feel is through courage, especially with that strength card here. The theme of courage is really coming through strongly here with this spell. Yeah, the strength card is definitely coming through as courage, especially surrounded by this Aries message of go for it and know you are loved with Libra. I almost feel as though something would push you out of your comfort zone, out of your cocoon, or out of your safety zone with this home here as well. Especially for when it comes to your relationships, actually. And I'm getting a couple of different messages meant for different people here, so definitely bear with me because there is something that I need to get out of the way here first. And this person, if it resonates, will definitely recognize themselves, but I'm hearing for someone here that you could definitely be called to be the initiator in a relationship inside of your life you have been wanting to fix or have been wanting to avoid. You may be going out of your normal ways in 2023 to express your feelings towards someone or to make things right with someone because you feel that it's the right thing to do. So whether this is you or someone else that is close to you, I'm seeing a hand being extended here with that bouquet towards the other to make some kind of truce or to repair the foundation of a certain connection with this house here. And I'm really sensing that with this bouquet and this message, you know you are loved. And this person with the card of the house could definitely be a family member, by the way, for some of you, or someone that you live with. So I don't know if some of you have perhaps been suspecting someone's true intentions in 2022 inside of your life. You know how sometimes we can get so absorbed into the mundane or into what is going on inside of our lives that we kind of neglect the people that we love unwillingly and unconsciously. It kind of feels like that a little bit here. This feels like a social catch-up. Your opinion about someone could also completely switch up, as they may reveal their heart or reveal their love and their care for you under a completely demonstrative way that not a lot of people have done to you before in your life, part one. So this person may be the one there for you when you expect actually someone else to be there for you, or maybe that they are going to surprise you with a very deeply loving gesture. And I see a beautiful, eye-opening conversation here where the both of you lay your hearts out on the table and feel safe enough for someone to bare your soul. And in that moment, I see you coming to a place where you both really are grateful. It's like the both of you will remember in some way why you are in each other's lives in the first place and kind of come back to that. So now, another completely different message coming through here for others of you. I also see you facing a fear of rejection and judgment this year. I don't know if some of you are about to come out of the closet with your work or with your spirituality or artistically or in terms of your identity maybe, or just in terms of putting yourself more out there in general maybe, by maybe speaking in front of a crowd or getting yourself comfortable in front of a camera. But there is also this idea here of people having a beautiful, positive reaction to a courageous act that you are meant to achieve this year. Part one. So take this message where it needs to go. Maybe that you're working on writing your first book or planning on talking or sharing more about your personal life and what you do at home on social medias, if in some way to help people. Or to inspire people with this card of strength. And the message here is go for it. If you have been afraid to share a very deeply personal part of yourself because you're afraid maybe of how the world is going to react or how the world is going to receive you, my answer to you is, if you feel like it's the right thing and safe thing for you to do so, because that's important too, right? Or if you feel like it would benefit someone, be courageous and go for it. This is not a time to worry about how the world is going to receive you, part one, in 2023. There are certain bold steps that you are meant to take in a social way this year, and especially if you are some kind of performer or some kind of creator or even just a boxed-in artist that wish to finally demonstrate their art or share some beauty out into the world. I'm getting for you, part one, that there is a lot of love and appreciation for your presence, for your story, or for your kindness. You know, your work that is meant to kind of shower back towards you in 2023, sincerely. And I'm even seeing some kind of like fan base here in a sense with this bouquet. You know, I'm having the image with this bouquet of like, you know how like throwing the bouquets, like bouquets being thrown on the scene for you, which reminds me a lot of the Strength card actually, because Strength is ruled by Leo, right? And just like Leo, its energy is magnetic. Its energy is draws a lot of attention because strength is showing a maiden, right? Who has tamed a lion here and who is working with that lion. And just people love to gather around her and watch her, but not because she's a circus act in any way. You know, the woman did not subdue the lion here or tricked it. No. She created this beautiful relationship of trust and teamwork with it. So this connection is so authentic and so genuine. And, you know, it's not something that you see every day. So I see you in situations like that this year, Pal One, just disarming people and inspiring people with your calmness, with your presence, with your authenticity, and people will give you flowers for it. So get ready to receive surprising messages in your inbox of the people you have touched maybe, or to receive gifts through the mail, or to receive some form of praise and appreciation from surprising places. This year is what I keep picking up. Yeah, so let's jump into your tarot cards now to see what other changes and events will occur for you this year. So we have here the Five of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles. She just looks so unbuttered, right? It's funny. Then we have the Tower. I really love this Tower card. This is a new deck, by the way, that I've just received last week. And it's kind of like based on Pulp magazines. I really love it. Really love this kind of artwork. Then we have here the Two of Swords reversed. And finally we have, oh, that's the Ace of Swords reversed. You know what? This is fucking crazy. This is exactly, wow, I had seen that coming somehow. Part one, there will be so much confirmations and validation coming to you this year. It's just not where you expect it to come from. It's not where you were looking for it at. Or it's not coming from in the forms maybe that you were perhaps expecting. Or maybe that it's not coming in a form that you wanted it to be expressed to you. But it will be there. It's coming and it will be all around you. Evidence that you are going in the right direction. And with this Two of Swords and Ace of Swords reverse here, it's like you have no idea. You have no clue. You will almost be blind to it. And then boom, it's like right there in your face. So I don't know what kind of answer, what kind of proof, what kind of evidence you have been waiting for in 2022, but something will be written in the sky in 2023 that you are meant to be exactly where you are. Wow, this is coming through so clearly. Part one, you've got so much love and clarity coming to you this year as a validation for your path. It's just not coming in the ways you expected it, or it's just not coming in from the places you wanted it to come from initially. And I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck this is talking about, actually. But that's something that you need to hear and know for your year of 2023. Probably because there is going to be some kind of expectation here is the word. That is meant to be shattered for your own good. So this message could go in like so many different directions. I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but if you have been looking for support, for love, for friendship, it's coming in. It's just not coming from the people you were waiting for. So some of you could experience changes in terms of friendship this year, in terms of your inner circle, but there is a clear guidance here for you, Part One. No matter what you have been going through in your life, no matter if you are grieving or have been trying to accomplish something or are trying to implement some kind of positive change in your life, no matter all of that, there is a message here about taking your support system and encouragement where you can get it. Because sometimes it won't always come from the avenues you thought that it would. Sometimes you're going to go through something particularly challenging or difficult in your life, or there is something that you will be trying to build the strength and courage to do or to traverse. And the people that you thought will be the ones that will come through for you are not the ones that will come forward always. Sometimes those people are going to be unavailable. Sometimes they will be absent. Sometimes they will be unreachable. They may even let you down. They may surprise you or shock you as well with the Tower and the Five of Cups here. And there is going to be disappointment in that. I know that because I've been there multiple times. And you know, Pawan, I want you to know right now that nobody can take away or diminish a process that you're going through and have to go through dealing with that. But that being said, I also feel that this year, the ways that you will receive support from, gratitude from, appreciation from, validation from, are going to be extremely luminous and surprising. I can see it with the Seven of Pentacles, this Tower, this Two of Swords reverse, and this Ace of Swords reverse. So in your reading, your Tower is actually coming through as a very positive, uplifting energy to me. And I know that a lot of people get scared of this card, but to me, the Tower is this kind of card where I have to look at the cards that surround it in order to know which direction it's going, because every card has a spectrum of light and dark, right? And every cards will kind of like, the Tower just can speak of so many different things, right? And to you, it's coming in as breakthrough with something. Definitely, especially with this Two of Swords reverse, this Ace of Swords reverse as follows it. It feels very positive and clarifying. Like this Tower feels like the good shakeup that you kind of needed to open your eyes here about a situation or wake up to the facts that are being presented here in front of you with a Seven of Pentacles. Not your mind that is creating this scenario where you can't have what you want with this Five of Cups, but in the tangible, physical evidence that will be surrounding you this year with the Seven of Pentacles here, the tangible evidence that are truly worth it. So your 2023 predictions are really coming through as advice and guidance for you, Pawan, to not close your eyes on what is being offered to you with this Ace of Swords reverse. Do not close your eyes on who is calling you or praises you or compliments you. Don't take the feedbacks or praises or compliments that you will be receiving for granted, and do not look at this thing through the eyes of disappointment. Very important with this Five of Cups, because it's not coming from the source you were seeking it from, is what I keep getting, because that help, that love, that answer, that validation that is supposed to come to you, because I don't know why, but especially with a bouquet, and the message here of know you are loved and go for it, they really feel like validation to me. And it's supposed to come in many different forms that are going to be very refreshing this year, actually. So it will be energizing to you, and it's going to make you realize that, wow, you had fans or support there all along, a door open there that was present all along, and you didn't even notice it or saw it with this Two of Swords reverse. So there's also a message here for some of you who could have been experiencing some kind of rejection this year. Just prepare yourself to receive news, feedback, and appreciation from unexpected alternative sources. So maybe that you won't be sponsored or chosen or taken for a specific company, for example, but maybe that your application will have gotten into the hands of someone else that is really interested and will give you a call. So if some of you get an option denied or a no as well this year, or maybe you got that no in 2022, that's because that's not where your position, your positive answer, is meant to come to you from part one. So let me throw you an example here. If you applied for a program at school, let's say, and you got denied, right? That's because the right school for you is actually meant to be that other option, that second option that you had in mind. And if you applied for a visa, let's say, to travel somewhere and it got refused or lost, right? That's because you're actually meant to go on that other trip that you also wanted to go at some point. So there's this idea here of rejection, leaving room for the right opportunity to actually come through as a surprise that sort of snaps you out of your disappointment before you even get the time to get disappointed here, which is quite interesting. It's like this big twist or turn of events with this Tower card there. So there is also a message here for those of you who have been dating someone or who have been single. There could also be a very unexpected love declaration that you didn't see coming as well. This could come in a form of indirect information. With this Two of Swords reverse, it's Ace of Swords reverse, and this bouquet here, just coming in a form of some like display, right? Indirect kind of display here, like receiving a letter maybe, or hearing from someone that this person has always liked you or always had a crush on you or something like that. And I see this kind of news kind of like shattering your reality and changing everything about your relationship with someone, because okay, and this concerns everybody in here, by the way. So even if you are in a relationship, this is also a message meant for you. But I'm also receiving here the receival of some kind of news or some information that is supposed to surprise you, and coming in from the places it's not supposed to come from somehow. And I'm talking about life-changing, life-altering information here. So this is a big deal, all right, with the Tower here. So whatever you have been waiting for, Pile 1, with this Seven of Pentacles there, just keep in mind that it's not coming to you in 2023 like you expected it to come. But yeah, this year, you're supposed to realize that you weren't looking in the right place all along. Pile 1. And I'm not sure if this message is supposed to concern love and the relationship, your career, your studies, or if it's concerning something more so spiritual, but you weren't seeing something for what it truly was in 2022, or weren't understanding something for what it truly was. And I see you realizing that in 2023, that what you were looking for or waiting for was right there all along. It was just a matter of opening your eyes to it. And you know what this feels like? This feels like defeating disbelief in yourself, Pile 1. Like you are going to defeat disbelief in your own strength, in your own work, disbelief about how truly valued and appreciated you are too. There is something good happening here, and it's difficult to believe in it for a second, but it's happening to you for a reason. This is confirmation and validation that is coming through to clear your doubts about your journey and about your purpose, Pile 1, is what it feels like. So you've been doubting yourself somewhere, but listen to the feedbacks and the praises, Pile 1, this year, and let yourself receive the compliments that you deserve too, because I don't know why, but there is something about that being your confirmation. And that being proof that you are walking in the right direction. But yeah, I see a lot of eye-opening confirmations here, eye-opening information, and eye-opening visions and validation being passed down to you this year, Pile 1. A lot of opening flashes and eye-opening flashes and ideas as well, visions even, like I've said. So this is a year that is going to confirm a part of your journey, and it's supposed to bring more confidence in you, because somewhere you have a lot of strength and a lot of talent or love to give, but it's like you have been downplaying yourself or downplaying that a little. And That's why it's really being highlighted here, because this feels like the clarification that you needed in order to believe in something that you're doing or working on here. And that yes, you are appreciated where you are. That yes, you are loved. That yes, this is your home here. And that yes, you are creating a difference somewhere. That your idea has the power to create a difference. Being courageous will be extremely rewarding for you this year for sure. And also, gratitude is really something big here. I don't know if some of you will start some kind of like gratitude practice. Maybe start a gratitude journal like I've been doing, or put gratitude and making offerings at the forefront of your spiritual practice maybe. But I also see gratitude in many forms and shapes being the strongest form of magic and manifestation for you this year, Pawan. Where as you count your blessings or see the things around you as a blessing that they are, it makes people want to give thanks and make their own show of gratitude towards you. Gratitude, giving, paying it forward will be the most powerful and potent form of manifestation and magic for you in 2023. And it's pretty unique. So definitely take advantage of that, because not only does gratitude makes you a better caliber of human being, at least in my opinion, right? But it also makes you a happier person. And you know what kind of like what I said in the intro of this video, if you haven't watched it, no matter what happens in our lives, there's always one blessing that we can count, always. And sometimes it's going to come in that bittersweetness, right? And that's coming from a girl right here that has gone through her own shit too, like everyone else, also this year. So, you know, I've always wondered when I was younger why people were praying gratitude as a rewarding practice so much. Like, if you want me to be honest with you guys, and not because I didn't believe in gratitude, but because I thought that gratitude was just about giving. And I also didn't want to sort of like invalidate my feelings with it too when I was having a bad moment in my life. But then I found out that gratitude is not about suppressing your darker emotions in any way, or just giving of yourself either. Gratitude is just what helps developing a magical mindset in this life, when it feels right to practice and cultivate it, of course. So it's just the art of seeing and recognizing the lesson or the message, even when things are not according to the plan. And when you have that magical mindset and know the meaning or lesson, you kind of realize that you are the co-creator of your life. And that's where you start taking back your power, taking back accountability, to where life doesn't happen to you, but you also co-create it. So in 2023, you may cultivate that magical mindset a lot through gratitude, actually. And this Two of Swords reversed says here that it's going to open your eyes on things that you didn't see coming. But it's not a trick, it's sincere. So take it and keep going. This go for it is really coming across to me as don't give up in 2023. Don't give up on whatever you started in 2022, because those are the confirmations you have been looking for, and they are a potent fuel for you this year that you can trust in. I feel like the universe wants you to be fueled by that, because there is something you are supposed to not give up on or abandon Pawan just yet. And you will know if that message is meant for you. Obviously, you will feel it intuitively. And if you don't try to force it. It might just not be your path. But it's like your progression with something needs more time, is what I keep sensing with the Seven of Pentacles here. But it's not you, you know, it's not your fault. It's just what the work that your manifestation takes. And that's why those compliments coming back to you along the way this year in 2023, or surprising acts of recognition and generosity being made towards you, is meant to be a confirmation of that somehow. It's meant to be a confirmation that it's still your journey and that you're actually making progress, even if you don't see it sometimes. You are on a journey to see your own greatness. in some way this year. But part one, this is pretty much what I'm seeing for you in terms of what is going to shape your year 2023. And I want to take this moment to wish you a very blessed New Year and holiday season. And I just want to also share my gratitude with you because you all have been so supportive of my journey so far. And I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for you. And yeah, I'm just so deeply glad for that. And I appreciate you so much. For those of you who have been wanting to book a private reading with me or a private 2023 forecast, I do offer personal readings online. So the link to my store as well as social medias will be down below if you wish to encourage my work or just keep in touch. And I shall see you all in the next video. Bye bye, you guys. Welcome into your reading part 2. So today we are taking a look at your year 2023. So whatever the spirits will wish to lead me towards for you in terms of main events, life changes, main themes, potential challenges, any guidance as well that wants to come through. And in case you skipped the intro, this reading is all topic included. So these messages, they may touch your relationship, they may touch your career, your personal life, because I tend to find that the forecasts that I may get tend to get a lot more personal and detailed when I leave the book open like that for anything that wants to come. So that's what I chose to do for this year. And also, I'm going to start with your oracle cards today because that's also what I've been guided to do somehow. So we'll start with that and get a look at the main energies and themes for your year, part 1. And then after that, I'm going to jump into your tarot cards to look more into the main events and sort of what will be happening during your year. So with your tarot cards, I also drew a major arcana, and this will show me the type of year that you will be going through. So this card will kind of be like the resume of what you are expected to step into in 2023. So I do feel like the major arcanas in tarot, they can sometimes represent some sort of wheel of like the major lessons we're going to go through, the self-growth, the chapters of a life too that we're going to go through. And it's in that optic that I wanted to start by drawing a major arcana for your year to see kind of like the life lessons you're going to go through. But yeah, let's see what you guys have gotten right now. We have L'amoureux, and that's the lovers. How exciting is that? Then we have New Moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. And then we also have New Moon in Leo, and it says shine. And then we also have the Tower. And beautiful, we have the Garden. So how beautiful is that? I'm feeling butterflies in my stomach here. For those of you who don't know, I'm a clairsentient and clairvoyant as well, but clairsentience is how I tend to receive my messages the strongest for me personally. That's how I tend to receive most of my messages. It's through feeling into the cards, right? And I'm having butterflies right now, so there is something extremely special that is going to make you feel over the moon happening in 2023. Some of you could be meeting somebody that makes you feel fizzy and all bubbly about your future. And it's crazy because you guys have also received 2 new moons here. So this is major new beginning energy. And you've also received a new moon in Leo and a new moon in Pisces energy here. And I personally have always considered these 2 signs like the big dreamers and creative of the zodiac, the big dream weavers. And we have this beautiful, lush garden here with someone on the Lover's card that is about to get struck by Cupid. And I just want to say as well that this tower here to me is coming across as sturdy. It's not coming across as in a tarot card moment kind of tower. Actually, quite the opposite. It feels like a sturdy foundation is being built in your life to grow upon or expand upon. So some of my singles in Pulp 2 could definitely be love struck this year, or there is some kind of life and light, some divinity coming back into the relationship aspect of your life for my singles and for my couples. So Pulp 2, you can expect some development with someone this year, and it's very dreamy, fairy tale like kind of energy that I'm sensing here. And even with this tower, which is almost giving me like that Rapunzel vibe, right? So there might be definitely opportunities for romance this year, to grow romance, to let yourself be enveloped in a dream or a romantic type of scenario, right? So, and by the way, that's your energy. That's what your energy is going to be dressed as with the lovers this year, Pulp 2. And it's as this Leo and Pisces magnetism as well, because Leo is the big charmer of the zodiac. Leo is ruled by the sun, by the big bright star in our solar system. So Leo is star power. And this shine message at the bottom here feels like a glow up moment that you are supposed to experience this year. And Pisces really is into glamour and creativity, kind of like with Leo. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which Neptune has the strongest gravitational pull of our entire solar system. So when you are in a presence of pure Pisces energy, it's really magnetizing. It's truly spellbinding and magical, even more so than Venus, in my opinion. Pisces or Neptune energy, it just draws you into that fairy tale where it's like you are living a dream and there's nothing else you wish to experience, my love, and magic is real and you are just making one with the experience. All boundaries get dissolved in the presence of Neptune. So it's that feeling of being plunged in an ocean where we're all interconnected together and making one. So let me just say that this Leo, Pisces, and lovers influence here, with all of that, your frequency is extremely attractive and spellbinding this year, Pulp 2. It's almost as though you will have that same shine that celebrities have. That's a glow up. That's what it is like. So some of you will definitely feel pulled to maybe change your wardrobe this year, or to change around the decor inside of your home, and to splurge into the new things that make you feel you. And for you, Pulp 2, it's not about spoiling in superficiality or hiding behind a mask this year. I feel like it's the contrary. I feel like that it's the type of magic you will be performing this year, where you're kind of like coming back to your own authenticity, or to the version of yourself you feel represents you the most. And as you do that and are having fun with that, that attracts the attention of someone or just people in general, maybe. And I'm not sure why I'm feeling that now. Stick with me, because I'm receiving a couple of different messages for different people in here. But I don't know if some of you guys have asked or maybe prepared yourself to find a soulmate this year. When you just get that feeling that you are supposed to make significant encounters. It's funny because when I used to be single, I will always get that feeling not too long before I met someone new, where I will feel like I am somehow ready, and I will start stepping inside of my sensuality more and my sexuality a lot more. And I don't know why, but it does that right before I meet someone somehow. And I guess that if it does that to you as well, it might be a message that a relationship is on the horizon, and it's like your energy is just preparing for it. It's preparing to step into that kind of like attractive romantic vibe. And then there's another thing that I feel here for my couples. I don't know if some of you are in a relationship and have been wanting to revive the magic. Maybe you have been wanting to go back to that first time you met someone where the magic was just in the air and it was there, the attraction, the intense chemistry. And if that's the case, that's what I see 2023 will be working with you at amplifying in your life. It feels like bringing back the magic into your life, into a connection, or within relationships in general again, so that you feel so connected to your partner or to yourself, even if you are single, in a way where it's just high cloud nine. Sincerely, it's the best way that I can describe it, where it's just divine, right? So some of you as well, maybe working in your spirituality, making your partnerships or your sexuality as a sacred thing as well. That's also coming through. And I also see some kind of expansion here with the Tower and a lot of creation happening with this garden. So I don't know if some of you also expect to expand your home or create this kind of like love nest with your partner. It's just a very exciting moment here. And let me just say that I'm sensing your spirit guides or angels stepping through this reading a lot in 2023. And I feel that they are going to be really involved with you this year. Do you see how like that little Cupid here is just like flying over these people there? Your guides are really present and they bring news with them. Some of you, it's a soulmate that you are meant to cross path with in 2023, or it's some kind of soulmate union that is meant to be officialized and kind of solidify maybe. So your guys are saying that you have someone whose journey and even destiny is meant to collide with yours this year, over the next 12 months. This divine union that has been blessed by your guides is what they are highlighting here. And it's like they want you to prepare for it, whether you are already in this relationship or not. They want you to prepare for that opportunity to raise magic and romance in your intimate life. This union has already been planned and it's already been blessed. And you guys are meant to erect or build some kind of tower together. And not just this year, but this feels even like the entry to a new chapter of your life, Pulp. That's why you've received 2 new moons here. Something about this union feels divinely blessed, almost like this is someone that will be God sent in a way towards you to embrace a new life chapter with you. And as well, I don't know why I feel this way, and you know, no subliminal imagery here, but this tower almost feels like a turn on somehow, like a turn on of energies. What is that? Okay, let's jump into your tarot cards now to see what other events or changes will be occurring for you this year, or see if I can get into more details about that before it turns ridiculous. So we have here the 9 of Swords reversed. And this is a new deck, you guys, by the way, that I've just received last week. I absolutely love it. It's like based on these old Pulp magazines. I just really love that kind of aesthetic. We have the Hermit, and this card is also reversed for you. Okay, so I see where this is going. We have beautiful Temperance. Now this card is so funny. Part man, part woman, all angel. 1 foot in water, 1 foot on land. Amazing Temperance. Almost like she's a superhero. I love that. Then we have the 4 of Wands. And finally, we have the beautiful Queen of Wands. Now that's a fiery Queen of Wands here. Redheads are fiery for sure. For sure. So that's what it is. The reader is either going to totally resonate or not. And you will know if this is your pal, all right? But I see that some of you are just about to come out of a very intense hermit journey in your life where you had to distance yourself from the rest of the world a little bit and spend a bit more time on your own with this 9 of Swords reverse and Hermit reverse. You are emerging from a dark place in your life, healed and transformed with this card of Temperance. And if you haven't already, then you are on the verge of doing so. Pile 3. I'm calling you pile 3, but you are pile 2. I'm so sorry. I feel like it's going to happen during the first 4 months for you next year is what I am specifically hearing for you. And do you see how like all of this color is emerging again at the other side of like that temperance energy here? That temperance is like that split in the middle. Do you see that? And it's almost as though she has like a darker side on the left and a lighter side on the right. And it says here, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So wow, you guys are on the threshold right now. That's what is happening. There is this transitional phase that you are supposed to undergo in 2023 very soon, is what I keep feeling. You are emerging from a pretty dark place. And I don't know if 2022 was a particularly rough year for a lot of you, but this 4 of Wands and Queen of Wands, well, it's amazing because I see that this is your will to have fun returning somehow. This is your confidence returning, your sun energy returning. Leo, right? This is you feeling sexy, feeling hot again, or just feeling maybe sexy for the first time of your life, maybe, and just wanting to live more in that energy. This is the extroverted part of yourself returning if you haven't felt like yourself in a long time. And I feel that this is what this tower was kind of giving me the image of, actually. But then some of you, maybe that you never been extroverted at all, you know, maybe that you've been more so shy or the quiet type of person, maybe with a hermit reverse, and maybe that you've been wanting to break free of your shell a little more. And I just want to say that as a normally extroverted person myself, I have a lot of friends who are introverted, and I just want you to know that if this is you, there is absolutely no problem with who you are. Don't get me wrong. And I hope you don't think that. You know, being introverted is not something that you need to change. It's not like a default in your character if that's something you're worried about, or if it's something you've been thinking about. It's something that you need to accept, in my opinion. And I know that in this world where like people spread their entire lives on social medias, right? And people who are extroverted are being given more opportunities, more attention. It's like a value that we place on a pedestal in our society, in our Western society, at the very least. And let's not bury our head in the sand. Like, that's true. Like, I've seen it happen multiple times, you know? It's like being extroverted is kind of like viewed like the ultimate way of being somehow. And I couldn't disagree more with that. And I'm just so happy right now that the world is starting to change slowly but surely. And I see it with the internet, actually, where introverted people are being given more and more space to be shown, to be equally valued, to be celebrated. But yeah, this is not talking about that here. So I've kind of like strayed away a little. I just wanted to say that for someone who needed to hear that here. But this reading is not talking about introversion being a problem at all. This reading is talking about those of you who have been wanting to lose their reservations more. Those of you who have been wanting to break free from shyness, from the reservation. It's also talking about those of you who have lost touch with this part of yourself for a while, because your life had been wrapped up in a very difficult mental health journey with this Nine of Swords reverse and Hermit reverse. That's what it feels like to me. And that's the blessing 2023 is meant to, I don't want to say restore and heal, because some people have been living with depression for many, many years. And I don't want to be that kind of reader that invalidates the mental health journey, or that just like alleviates it or just brushes it off as though it's something easy to overcome. Like, no. I don't want to say that. I know how like detrimental it can be to say that to someone. Oh, you're gonna heal your depression or whatever, you know? No, like depression sometimes is fucking serious. And some people have been living in that condition for like years and years. But what I want to say to you, though, Pal 2, is that this year, it seems like you're transitioning in a good phase, though, in a more lighthearted mental health phase, if that's what you have been dealing with. If you have been dealing, for example, with depression or anxiety, social anxiety even, for a very long time of your life. I kind of see 2023 bringing like a threshold where you're just on a good wave of your mental health, if you see what I mean. So if it's not some of you like just like a little temporary like depression being, you know, healed and transformed, it's at least a very good wave in that sense that I see you coming into in 2023. So sorry for stressing really much that point, but it's just that it's important to me. It's important to me that I stress that. But that being said, there are some of you in here as well that have been wanting to crack through the labels, because, you know, I feel that this is something we need to talk about right now. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the personality we used to have, in a person that we thought that we were for so long, that sometimes we forget to pay attention to our present personality, which may have changed, right? Or we don't pay attention to the person that we have always wanted to be and feel like we would love to be or become on the inside. And there's something about what you have traversed in 2022, Pal 2, that woke something up about that in you. And prepare to traverse that transition in 2023 towards stepping into that new person. But it's not even a new person, because this is who you are. Not who you were or who you will be, but this is who you are in the now. Right now, in the present, you are coming to your own. That's what this glow up is talking about, actually. And this Four of Wands here, I don't know if it's because it's right next to this like fiery Queen of Wands here, but it's giving me so much fun vibes. And in fact, I feel like it's the first time where I feel like the Four of Wands is giving me more so of a party or celebration type of feeling, more so than a homey or secure, stable type of vibe. I feel like it's because this is more so talking about an inner sense of security for you that you are coming into. So some of you as well are emerging at the other end of the tunnel this year, and especially if you have gone through a breakup over the last year or have gone through a period of your life where you felt a little bit more isolated, a bit more recluse, spending more time on your own because you had to. That's changing in 2023, where you are ready to go out again, ready to dress up again, ready to meet new people again, maybe ready to date again too. Just to be sincere, all right? I'm not going to lie. And not just other people, but date yourself. And it's so funny because I don't know if it's a collective energy that we're going through right now, because I have felt it myself. And also in some clients that I have read for over the last week, and the people, if they end up on that reading, they will recognize themselves, all right? And that will be powerful confirmation here, all right? You will recognize yourself if this is your reading, because I most likely have talked about that in your personal reading this week. But something about your vibration is just feeling so sexy and powerful in 2023. It's like you guys are about to wake up or resurrect your sexual power, or it's like this part of your life is meant to be made fun again. It's meant to be more open, more extroverted, more unhinged again. So it's kind of like what I was talking about earlier when I said that I used to experience glow ups right a few weeks or a few months before I will meet someone new. It feels exactly like that for you, Pal 2, as well, where you just feel more inspired about playing with your appearance, where you just feel better and more comfortable in your own skin, and you just feel hungry and fierce to go out there. Like this queen is directly staring at us. Do you see that? And her black cat here as well. And I love that. And so to me, let me just say that you are ready to go out, Pulp. You're ready to go out of the cave. I don't know if some of you as well have spent a lot of time at home over the last year, or maybe that you have been flaking more on invites because you had more important things on your plate that immediately needed your attention. And to me, it feels like grief with this Nine of Swords reverse, or it's either grief or it's your mental health that was rocky in 2022 with this Nine of Swords and Hermit here. So anyway, those two cards are reversed, and it's followed by the healing card of Temperance. So there are happy news of a good patch coming in, or even recovery coming in as a blessing this year for you, Pulp. So that's your mood that is about to shift, your vibration as well. And that's also your lifestyle that is about to undergo this healing or energetic shift as well, where you go out more and socialize more. And also, with this Temperance being here, this could also be talking about your health. And look, as usual, I'm not a professional, so please don't take my readings literally, because my readings are just meant for confirmation of the things you already know and want for yourself. But I don't know as well if some of you have been starting a new training regimen, or if you are thinking about starting a training in 2023, especially related to like strength, like building some muscle somehow. This is coming through with Temperance and the Queen of Wands here. And maybe that some of you wish to change your diet, or maybe that for some of you, it's really your mental health, where you just want to cultivate more empowering habits and routines with yourself in your day-to-day. Because when you don't feel good in your own skin, it's often a mental health thing too. Because make no mistakes that body, mind, soul, these things are all connected together, right? And they influence each other on a constant basis, whether we notice it or not. So it's not always because of a physical issue when we don't feel good in our own skin. And I just want to stress that as well. Sometimes it's psychological, plain and simply. And especially when we are someone that deals with body dysmorphia. And it could also be talking about your sexual health, definitely this year, especially if you have felt blocked, or if there was a lot of tension or like trauma buildup and creating resistance in your sexual expression as well. But I see a lot of healing in terms of that for you in 2023, Pulp, where some of you will just feel like you want to let it loose again and celebrate again, and maybe go for a night cocktail party with the girls with the Four of Wands, or with the dudes, whatever. We just want to have more fun with your sexuality and live more in your creativity in that too. To maybe buy yourself some lingerie if that's what you like, or maybe get some new toys, or dress up just because it makes you feel good to do so. Maybe that you're going to transform your bedroom as well into a sensual den. And if you have a partner, you may want to spice things up a little in the bedroom this year. So maybe that you are going to perform some kind of magic of love ritual with someone, or on someone that you are intimate with. Perhaps that some of you as well will take some dancing lessons. And by the way, especially if it's been a long time, okay? I also see the opportunity for some of you to be intimate with someone new. So there may be opportunities for a couple of casual fun flings on the horizon, especially because we had the Lovers here, and there's just so many like sexy magnetic power in your readings. So some of you as well may just feel like dating again. And if that's the case, if you have been single, then I see that a lot of you may not suspect it, but bigger, deeper feelings may develop with someone this year out of that. Out of an interesting encounter, let's say it this way. Or at the very least, that's just a very good, exciting, and fulfilling sex life. Like a very blessed sex life or intimate life that I'm seeing for my singles and my couples in 2023. So sorry for being so blunt, but that's what I see, and I'm an Aries moon, so cannot filter that. So, which is wild because it keeps coming back in a lot of recent readings I've done for people, but there is a lot of magic in this again. There is a lot of magic in the air for you to capture in 2023 with that Leo and Pisces influence. As well as temperance, because temperance is like the magician, but on steroids. Unlike the magician, temperance can just make anything happen by just tuning in her own frequency to what she wants to make happen. And temperance is also chemistry. She is alchemy, working with magic and different ingredients together to kind of like, yeah, make magic happen. So a lot of my love witches in this pile will really get inspired and thrilled this year. Some of you may perform binding magic, making love potions, love talismans. Maybe that some of you may be like me, and maybe that you make your own kind of sorceress perfume. Self-love and self-empowerment magic is also coming through here for you this year, like saying affirmations in a mirror. Bath and shower rituals are also coming through with the water element here that temperance is wielding, or channeling a lot of power through your sexuality in many different areas of your life, which is going to open divine doors for you this year, my pal too. And also in terms of your relationship with yourself and also your intimate life with this Four of Wands here and the Queen of Wands. So it seems like you will have a kind of powerful, commanding, irresistible aura in 2023 that allows you to get to what you want more easily. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I was trying to find another way to say that, but that's just how it feels. So you're just destined to reach people's attention more this year, but it's not because you're looking for it or reaching out for it. It's just coming from you stepping into your own divine, authentic frequency, like we were talking about earlier with that Pisces and Leo influence. When someone exudes happiness, creativity, and inner fulfillment, inner confidence, it's contagious, and it's just people just want to spend more time around that kind of energy, right? Well, it's exactly what I see is supposed to happen for you socially this year. So that sexual healing or self-love healing is exuding a lot of sexual tension around you, is the best way that I can put it. And certain people will get addicted to that kind of presence that you will, that you wield. Some people may even secretly become addicted to that kind of fierceness that you project, and your journey may attract a lot of eyes in that sense. But part two, this is pretty much what I'm seeing for you in terms of what is going to shape your year 2023. And I want to take this moment to wish you all a very blessed new year and holiday season. And I just want to also share my gratitude with you because you all have been so supportive of my own journey so far. And I wouldn't be here where I am today if it wasn't for you. And I'm so deeply glad for that. And I appreciate you so much. For those of you who have been wanting to book a private reading with me or a private 2023 forecast, I do offer personal readings online. So the link to my store as well as social medias will be down below in the description box. And if you want to just encourage my work or just keep in touch. And otherwise, I shall see you soon in the next video. Bye bye, you guys. Welcome to your reading pile 3. So today we are taking a look at your year 2023 and whatever the spirits will wish to lead me towards for you in terms of main events, life changes, main themes, potential challenges, and any guidance as well that wants to come through. And in case you skipped the intro of this video, this reading is all topic included, by the way. So these messages, they may touch your relationships, they may touch your career or your personal life. You know, I tend to find that the forecasts that I do get a lot more personal and a lot more detailed when I leave the book open like that for anything that wants to come. So that's what I chose to do this year. And also, I'm going to start with your oracle cards today. And with that, we'll look at the main themes and energies for you in your year. And then after that, I'm going to jump into your tarot cards to look more into the main events and what will be happening during your year. So with your oracle cards, I also drew a major arcana, and this will kind of show me the type of year that you will be going through. So this card will sort of be the resume of that energy that you are stepping into in 2023, because I do feel like the major arcanas in tarot can represent some sort of wheel, kind of like representing the major lessons of self-growth, the chapters of your life. And it's in that kind of optic that I wanted to draw a major arcana to see kind of like the life lessons that you guys will be going through. But yeah, let's see what you guys have gotten. So we are starting with Le Battler, and that's the Magician. And then we also have first quarter moon in Libra, and it says, keep your heart open. Then we also have full moon in Aquarius, be real. And in my Lenormand deck, we have the card of the heart. And then we also have the ship. Ooh. So what extraordinary thing are we making happen this year, Pal 3? This is a magician year for you. You know when there are those type of years where we just can feel it, we have been sensing it, that the energy is just rising and we are just so inspired. I'm kind of like in a year like that myself. Well, not in 2023, but in 2022, I mean, but coming into 2023 by the time I'm filming this, but I can just feel myself ready to traverse the energetic portal like that. So it's so funny because this heart wanted to jump out of my Lenormand deck for you. And we have the message here of keep your heart open with this energy of Libra. And you know what's interesting? I mean, it doesn't mean that you guys who want to manifest more love won't be manifesting love in 2023. But for me anyway, what I'm getting personally here is authenticity. It's weird because it's kind of been a general theme so far with the other pals as well. So it may be some kind of collective energy that is kind of like hitting us at different degrees. But what I'm getting here with your pal 3, and it doesn't even feel necessarily more so work related either. Obviously apply this message where you feel it's supposed to go, but I just see you putting your heart into something here. It might just be because of this message here of Aquarius, like be real. But I see you pouring yourself into your endeavors more, just putting your soul into some kind of journey here with the ship as well, or process with a magician. So if you are a new parent, this could be pouring your heart into your parenthood. If you are an artist, this could be speaking of getting a lot more real and a lot more vulnerable in the art that you make. If you want to start some kind of business or work-related project as well, this is people getting to know the real you through your work. And if you are a content creator as well, you could be showing a lot more of what is going on behind the scene, or opening up the access to your fans more into that kind of like intimate part of your life or of your work. I don't know why, but this is also coming through as well to me. But it's kind of like you will be wearing your heart on your sleeve in 2023, Pal 3. And I don't know if what you will be creating is kind of like your baby, but I feel you're so inspired to go a bit more raw this year. And I just can sense how people feel when they are coming across your work or coming across what you are doing here. And it's just making them feel like they can relate to you. Like they feel for you and like they kind of know you. It's a beautiful feeling. For those of you as well who have been on a spiritual journey of some kind, having a spiritual practice of some kind, I see it undergoing certain tweak and changes to feel a bit more like you this year, to fit more for your needs, for what you're wanting to get out of your practice, and to also feel more in alignment with it and inspired by it with this magician here. So you may ditch a bit more so the traditional route this year and be doing a lot more of your own thing, or maybe that you will be trying new things or making new observations. This could especially happen for those of you who are magic practitioners, where this year you may tap into new inspirations for when it comes to manifestation and seeing what works, what doesn't work for you anymore. But even if you're not a magic practitioner per se, like I see a lot of you guys doing a lot more things that nourishes you spiritually as well. Things like going on a spiritual pilgrimage with a ship, right? Or visiting a place that is special to you, that holds spiritual power for you this year with this ship and magician. With this ship, some of you guys could also be traveling overseas this year, and this trip could end up being a lot more spiritual than you anticipated it to be, maybe. A lot of you who have just recently felt drawn to spirituality as well may also find yourselves experimenting with it a lot more this year. And I also feel that this is what this message of like keep your heart open and be real, we're also kind of talking about here. And you know, I'm going to stray from the spiritual practice here just a little, just to tell you this, Pal 3. There is a lot more magic this year in you, going your own way, doing your own thing, and customizing or designing something to your liking every step of the way here. It's like you're meant to connect back to your power in your own way. So your guidance is truly to include more of you into what you're making, or into the process or the journey that you are going through, and to make it sort of like as authentically in alignment with who you feel that you are right now, and to open up and be ready for magic to kind of find you while you bathe in this authentic space. Pile 3, to open up to the fact that miracles and breakthroughs and out of ordinary things may also occur while you are in that space. And I don't know what is supposed to happen for you this year, but this feels major, and it feels like something that just doesn't happen every day somehow. It's kind of like that magic that I'm feeling for you specifically. And that I have felt with Pile 2 as well, which is so weird. Like it's like each piles are bleeding into each other in today's reading, but there is something progressing or unlocking or clearing as you are just being more vulnerable, raw and real. I'm just also getting that your creativity is being freed somewhere, Pile 3, this year. So I don't know if some of you felt in 2022 like you were a little bit creatively congested or stifled. And what I mean by creatively being freed, I mean your sense of inspiration. It's kind of like what the heart speaks about too, right? When our heart chakra is open, we feel a lot more inspired and connected to what we do. And that's also what Venus does, which Venus rules the energy of Libra as well, with this card, Keep Your Heart Open here. And I just want to say that when our heart is closed, it can feel very, very difficult to feel like we have any sense of purpose at all. And it can feel very hard to feel enthusiastic as well about what we do, about our life. It can kind of feel like a depression even sometimes, or like nihilism. And I've been there before, you know. I'm a Pisces rising, you guys, and stellium, and I'm a 12th house stellium too. So when my heart is disconnected, for me, let me just say that my whole being just shuts down. When a Pisces is disconnected from their heart and their creativity, which is literally their natural life force, like as a Pisces, it's like my blood to romanticize everything in my life. So it feels like a fish drying out in the sun. It's really agonizing. So, you know, when our heart is into something, it brings a whole other dimension to the process. When our heart is connected to what we do, it's like suddenly we feel seen, and suddenly there is meaning behind each single creative choice that we make. And what we do becomes something conscious. It becomes our mission. And look, we have double air signs here with Libra and Aquarius with that purple color here. So that's again a heart to crown connection I'm sensing here. That's your heart connecting to a divine source in 2023. But yeah, let's take a look at your tarot cards, you guys. See if I can go deeper into more details about your blessings, the main events or changes that you are going to undergo this year. But just keep in mind that this is a magician year for you. This is the year where something in alignment with your heart and with your authentic self is meant to happen. And it kind of feels a bit miraculous here to me. I'm not gonna lie. So we have here the Queen of Swords reversed. Look how badass that card is. That Joan of Arc, man. It's just making me feel ready for battle for you, Pal 3. Then we have the 8 of Swords. Ooh. This card is, it's kind of like giving me this major Dark Souls, Elden Ring type of vibe somehow. I don't know if some of you are gamers or nerds like me, but it's really making me think of that. I don't know if some of you have also played Bloodborne as well. It's another Souls game, but this one is really good as well. I always loved a kind of like dark steampunk kind of vibe. And we have the 7 of Cups reversed. It's not the creative choice for this card too. Then we have the 4 of Cups. Finally, we have the World. Okay, so some of you could definitely be traveling this year with a World card and a ship. But ooh, okay, that's definitely your channel of communication being cleared with this Queen of Swords reverse, and then the 8 of Swords, and then the World card at the end. It's like your spiritual channel of communication is being cleared here. There's something that could be removed out of your life this year, Pal 3, with the 7 of Cups reverse here and this 4 of Cups. That is creating that channel to clear out for you. So this is a lot of blockage removal that I'm sensing here. Specifically, there could be 7 blockages or different little hindrances in your life with the 7 of Cups reverse that are going to be cleared in 2023 for you as a major blessing. And that's you being able to go back into that magician frequency as a result, and being able to finally manifest something you have been trying to make happen. Oops. Christmas ball. There you go. Don't give up on me. So I don't know if some of you have been working on the same manifestation or the same kinds of manifestation over the last year, even over the last few years. Even I'm picking up for some of you, and it's like going back to that Dark Soul type of energy that I felt with that 8 of Swords here, and this Queen of Swords reverse. By the way, you guys, I'm a big geek in my life, and so Spirit tends to speak to me a lot through pop culture references, like through music I listen, or the movies that I've watched, or the video games I've played. And right now, this is just giving me major Dark Souls references. So I don't know if some of you are Souls fan out there, but those of you who aren't familiar with that game, it's kind of like, it's a series of fantasy games, kind of happening in a medieval type of context. And it is so hard. Like, it is designed to make you curse and to make you fail again and again and again, so that you can farm your skills, and so that it can truly feel like a major achievement once you've passed a certain level you've been stuck at. And the boss battles are very epic. but they are designed in a way where you almost know that you're going to fail for certain at first. And that's because the game kind of wants you to come back to the boss and truly study it. Truly study its patterns, study its movements and its different phases. And the game almost wants you to tweak your gameplay according to each one of them. And it's really unapologetic. It doesn't take any player into pity. There's just one difficulty level, and so it's a get good type of situation. So, you know, 2022 may have felt like you were playing Dark Souls the entire year, Pal 3, and I'm so sorry if that's the case. And, you know, I'm not laughing at your situation, by the way, in any way. I'm just laughing at that example because, you know, it's like if you've played the game, I swear to God, this game will truly make the Dalai Lama want to rage quit his entire life and just throw his controller at the other side of the room. I'm serious. Yeah, but all of that example to say, your life may have felt in 2022 like a Dark Soul level that you couldn't get past. Like you kept meeting the same kind of challenge or meeting the same wall where maybe that you've kept getting stuck at the same freaking place over and over again, feeling like something wouldn't unlock for you. I keep seeing a padlock for you, Pal 3, somehow. I feel that 2023 is supposed to bring a key to that lock where you previously felt stuck at. Like you had to study your opponent here with this Queen of Swords reverse and wear your armor again like Joan of Arc and prepare for the great battle again, taking a different approach each time. So there is something that you wanted to make happen and you kept trying and trying only to be met with defeat or disappointment again with this Queen of Swords reverse, this 8 of Swords here and 4 of Cups. And you know, when we keep trying at the same thing over and over again without getting any kind of like results or getting any major progress, it's kind of normal to shut down at some point and to enter that automatic palette response, you know, that we all get from time to time, kind of like I was talking about earlier about when we feel disconnected from our heart. It's normal to not feel as passionate or as enthusiastic or as into what you're doing when it has become some kind of routine or when it's become like a freaking chore, you know, like a job that you need to come back to, like you've been in the dark for too long without a victory for too long. That's how you could have felt. And the 7 of Cups reversed and 4 of Cups, by the way, almost feel like confusion to me. And like a bit of comparison energy maybe as well, where you may have thought to yourself at some point, what the hell am I doing wrong? Or what the hell am I lacking? I keep preparing myself, I keep gearing up for this, right? I keep trying so hard and it's like the other level or the second chapter won't unlock for me. I keep getting stagnant or stuck in the same freaking place. And meanwhile, I'm seeing these people get there, and so I know that it's possible. So what's wrong with me? You know, I keep picking up on that kind of energy like that. It's kind of like God doesn't answer my prayer type of energy, or like everyone else is being shown mercy, but not me. Everybody is having a level up, but not me. And so why is that? You know, along the way and through meeting so many defeats and lack of progression, you could have lost the spark or just lost plain interest in the journey. But Pal 3, it's not that the universe could not hear you, or that you are being plagued with bad fortune. What it feels like to me is that somewhere you had to be persistent. You had to almost become stubborn, even, is what this feels like. To not give up or abandon the fight towards something that you truly, deeply, sincerely want. And you want this for good reasons. Like, to me, it feels pure with your heart being present there in your cards. You know how some people, they pursue fame or success, or they attract it, and their reason seems kind of like nebulous about it. And you know, we can talk all day about like, well, we don't know how much work someone has put in, or we don't know what their true intentions are. But like, to me, I mean, like, it's pretty clear to me what the intentions behind something that people want is when you see what they do with it, right? You can see someone's purity of intention just by looking at what they decide to do with that success that they have, or what they decide to do with the amount of money that they have, or what they decide to do with that marriage that they always wanted, with that business success that they have. You know, some people don't use their voice or their power to do good necessarily. But I feel that for you, Pile 3, your intentions here seem at the right place. And that's where a lot of your frustrations and confusion could be coming from. Because you don't want to just fight for yourself or your ego and make this just happen for yourself here with a card of the world being there. It's like there's a bigger picture here that goes beyond you, and you are connected to that. But last year was trying to teach you more so about the resilient part of your dreams. It was trying to teach you about your resilience, your stubbornness, the kind of energies that your dreams needed, Pile 3, which is why this year your circumstances will definitely be surrendering to you. And that's the biggest change and blessing that I see here, because somewhere you kind of refuse to admit yourself defeated. Your world, your environment is shifting with the world. It's almost as though you are being karmically tested. And I don't know if some of you are like me, where you're going through your Saturn return right now, but going through a Saturn return can definitely feel like a Dark Soul game. Like it kind of felt like that to me. It can feel like a very tough karmic journey that is pushing you to grow in ways you have tried to avoid to before. But the rewards though, and the accomplishment that comes with that is priceless. Karmic payoff is real during this time. So if you are between 27 years old and 32 years old, this is a good time to learn about your Saturn placement if you haven't already, as well as there is a second Saturn return happening during the late 50s. I really have to mention that. And there's also a third one around late 80 years old, if I'm not mistaken. For people who are lucky enough to reach that, of course. But you know, you don't have to be in your Saturn return for this reading to still resonate. But I felt that for some of you in this reading, you guys definitely were. But Saturn return or not, I feel that a karmic chapter is kind of closing down in your life with the world here. This is you breaking free and your past breaking free as well. And from now on, you will receive quick results and answers from the universe. Do you see how on this Four of Cups here, there's a hand coming out of the window with a cup? It's like this hand is trying to give this woman with a drink. I feel that I saw this channel of communication and karmic clearance for you, because I think that the more you reflect or process emotionally and mentally on the journey as a whole, the more you will understand where and why you were being blocked somewhere for magic to happen last year, Pile 3. It's like the more you will understand where you have been holding your own self back to with this Eight of Swords here. And this cup that the character is trying to hand over here is that key, by the way, is what this feels like to me. And this key with the Magician and Seven of Cups reversed could definitely come in as inspirations, like inspire new options or inspire new solutions that you didn't think about before, or you just wouldn't give them a chance before maybe. And I feel that this is that this is why there is this message to kind of like open up to your heart more and be real too. It's almost as though there is something you wanted to try to do, but maybe that your ego was kind of like trying to fight it or reject it, but your heart felt enticed to it. So this year, you're really getting real with yourself somewhere. And it's not about being self-critical, but in terms of you being able to understand where and what didn't help your cause somewhere, what didn't help your fight. And the problem is not external anymore. You're taking that ownership over your own life. And, you know, this sounds like a lot of accountability that is supposed to come to you in 2023, where you're not as passive somewhere anymore, Pile 3. And you know what this reading is also making me think of as well? It's kind of like making me think of one of my favorite movies of all time called The Green Knight. I just bought a poster of that movie too last week because I just felt spiritually called to do so. It's just such a poetic movie, like so deeply filled with spiritual meaning for me. But yeah, in 2023, it's kind of like in that movie. It's about the journey as a whole and the lessons that you're making along the way, not the destination at all for you, Pile 3. And you are realizing that. Understanding that will prevent you to exhaust yourself somewhere. So before you go out and take what is owed to you, it's important to realize that you are bigger than your biggest dream or goal that you have. And with your heart being so present in your reading, it's really important this year to stop regularly and to also ask yourself, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for again? You know, make sure that your reasons are not to bandage what has been wounded before in you, or what feels a bit fragile or exposed in you maybe. I see your stream of communication with the universe clear out as you take the reins and take control. And as you realize that you are that main character of your life, and that you have a story or a legend to tell. Like, life is not passively happening to you, but you are the main character of it. Kind of like in that Green Knight movie again, where the character, he just realizes that he doesn't want to die a coward with no story to tell, like everyone else who is too afraid to embrace their destiny. And along his journey, he is going to be tested on the virtues of what it means to be a knight. It's very meaningful movie to me. It's beautiful because your reading is really making me think of that. And you know, that's the thing about success. It's that we all deserve it, right? We all deserve to champion our destiny and our future, and we are all worthy of it. But are we entitled to it though? No. We have to go out and get it. We have to write the story. We have to be the ones that take accountability over the narrative we wish to write for ourselves. That's what I see you do in 2023, Pile 3. You are taking more initiatives. And let me just say that there's an epic journey ahead here. Let me tell you, I can see it with the ship, with this wild card, with the Queen of Swords. You know, many things will try to convince you out of it or challenge you out of your destiny here. But it's really up to you if you decide to let that stop you. 8 of Swords. So I just want you to know that there is a blessing to be able to see past your defeats coming in 2023. And again, I don't know if some of you are meant to travel. That could be a form of epic journey too. But your course is designed like an epic journey in 2023, where there will be more defining encounters and tests. You are in line to become a talented magician in your life. That's the thing, where there is going to be a lot more power infused in your visions, infused in your thoughts, and in the words that you speak into existence as well, with this Queen of Swords reverse and 8 of Swords here with the Swords energy. And you may even bind a destiny to you this year. with this World card and Magician here. But first, you really had to become clear about what was blocking you, and you had to really come to understand it. And I feel that's the work that you've done in 2022, and that's what I feel you took the time to do during that period of time. And that's why a lot of your reality will be so much easier to navigate around or to manipulate in 2023. So this is really awesome. I'm so excited for you. But pile 3, this is pretty much all that I'm seeing for you in terms of what is going to shape your year of 2023. And I want to take this moment to wish you all a very blessed new year and holiday season. I just want to also share my gratitude with you because you all have been so supportive of my journey so far, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for you. You know, I'm so deeply glad for that, and I appreciate you so much. I just want to say as well that for those of you who have been wanting to book a private reading with me or a private 2023 forecast, I do offer personal readings online. So the link to my store as well as my social medias will be down below if you wish to either encourage my work or just keep in touch. And otherwise, I shall see you soon in the next video. Bye bye, you guys. Welcome into your reading, pile 4. So today we are taking a look at your year 2023 and whatever the spirits will wish to lead me towards for you in terms of main events or life changes, main themes, potential challenges, any guidance as well that wants to come through. And in case you skipped the intro of this video, this reading is all topic included, by the way. So these messages, they may touch your relationships, they may touch your career, your personal life. You know, I tend to find that the forecast that I do, they get a lot more personal and detailed when I leave the book open like that for anything that wants to come through. And so that's how I chose to lead this reading for you guys today. And also, I'm going to start with your oracle cards first because that's also what I've been guided to do somehow. So we'll start with that and get a look at the main energies and themes for your year, pile 4. And then after that, I'm going to jump into your tarot cards to look more into the main events and your blessings and sort of what will happen during your year. So with your oracle cards, I also drew a major arcana here. And this will kind of show me the type of year that you guys will be going through, because I tend to find that the major arcanas in tarot, they can sometimes represent some sort of wheel representing major lessons of self-growth or chapters of your life too. And it's in that optic that I wanted to draw a major arcana to see the life lessons you are going to go through. But yeah, let's see what you guys have gotten. So we have Lenormand, and that's the World card. Then we have Full Moon and Gemini, and this card says, embrace the flow of life. And over here we have Last Quarter Moon in Gemini, and it says, clear your mind. Then with your Lenormand card, we have the Child. Finally, we have the Crossroads. Okay, there's a massive birth process that you are meant to go through in 2023, pile 4, and it almost feels like a baptism of some sort. I just had a vision of like a child being baptized. I know it's so weird. And you know, you could take this message literally as well, because you have the World card here as your year summary. So maybe that some of you will baptize a child in 2023, or maybe that you will be birthing a child into the world as well. Maybe that you're bringing a new person into the world, and maybe that some of you will become mothers and fathers for the first time. Maybe that some of you have children who are going to be starting school this year as well. This could be some kind of baptism as well, but more on a metaphorical, spiritual level now. I see a birthing process for you in 2023, pile 4. We even have a last quarter moon here. and a full moon. So this could be the birth or concretizing process of something that you are expecting. This could perhaps mark your new year as well, and maybe in the first few months of your year. Because from last quarter moon into full moon, that's a short span of time here. So this is letting me know that this is coming pretty soon for some of you. It's like something is due here. But with this full moon and World card, this is a massive ending, leaving room for a new beginning with the Child and Crossroads here. So one thing that comes to my mind when I think of baptism, being baptized, is kind of like a rite of crossing over, right? Crossing from a stage of our life and into a new one. So that's like a major cycle ending and a new one beginning. And there is going to be a need to find a sense of balance and focus with a clear your mind here, or a need to take your mind off from things, because otherwise this could be a lot happening all at once for you. It could be a lot going on, like too much change or too much stimulation happening all at once. And maybe that this is talking about you completing an internship, acquiring your degree, completing a cycle at work as well, and starting in a new environment, a new life, a new job. We will see in your tarot cards down below, well, right next to the side here, what this could be. That's just the energy of your year here, is loose hand sort of tying up here with this World card. Pages being turned, big endings, big beginnings coming to fruition. So there could be as well major life-defining decisions with this card here that will need to be taken this year. And I'm talking about life-altering decisions here. So this could be why we have this message here of clear your mind, and why Gemini is so present in your energy for your next year. And it's funny because I had to if I had to choose a card in my Lenormand deck to kind of like describe Gemini energy, I would have probably picked this one, the card of Crossroads. Yeah, because and we even have the child here, and you know, which Geminis are pretty childlike too. They're very fun to be around and very lighthearted. But Gemini is represented by the twins, right, in astrology. And to me, I've always kind of seen that as a sign that doesn't like to stand in the black or the white. It stands in that gray area in the middle where two completely different information or options or paths or choices or stance meet. And Gemini is kind of like the mediator, bringing one side of the spectrum to see the opposite side. So Gemini is really good like that at making us think about the things that we have never thought of before. You know, Gemini is a big thinker of the zodiac and the most open-minded sign in my opinion. It's close to Aquarius, but I would say that since Aquarius is a fixed sign, Gemini is more so open to me. So with this Crossroads, it's really making me think of Gemini, because Gemini has an energy, will regularly bring you to think about the opposite side of you, the opposite journey that is available, the opposite idea, the opposite side, the opposite reason. Gemini wants to open us to that, and that's why this is a very spontaneous, unpredictable, childlike sign. And it's a sign that is kind of like the fountain of youth, in my opinion too, because Gemini keeps us young by not just enabling us to not get stuck in our own ways and in our own opinions or in our beliefs or in our routine. And it's kind of like that secret to staying young, right? We stay young with that openness to experience, to learn, to grow, to be confronted. So be ready to be opposed mentally this year, Pal 4, and to think about the things that you perhaps never thought about before. Be ready to see things in a way where you perhaps didn't see it before either. This big Gemini energy and crossroad energy with the world here is advising you to stay mentally open in 2023, to perhaps even go with the flow or take one moment at a time as it comes, as the challenges come on your plate for you, and to let yourself choose and make decisions from that childlike perspective. I'm getting a sense that some of you may come at a point this year where overthinking it where you are headed might be one of your biggest challenge, and your guidance is to keep it as simple as possible, Path 4, and to instead view your path as a way to grow, as a way to learn, to experience, to experiment, right? And to not take yourself so seriously in that process. You know, it's funny to me because to me, Gemini is like the complete opposite of Capricorn for when it comes to that. And I guess that it's because we all have different wisdom to offer here, right? We all came here with a different path and different lessons to learn. And so while Capricorn kind of like teaches us to take the path more seriously, to take our mission more seriously, Gemini is kind of like the opposite of that. It kind of like breaks free of that, you know, sense of burden and responsibility. Gemini reminds us that it's okay to take this life like a big scientist experiment, and it's okay to take our time to discover ourselves, to discover our gifts, to discover what this life has to offer. And you know, for me personally, I do feel like there is wisdom in both of these spectrums. There are times in our lives where it's time to get serious, because otherwise nothing will ever get going or get concretized, if you want my opinion. But at other times too, I do feel like it's the opposite. I do feel like it's time to play and to relax a little more, and to stop taking ourselves and our lives so seriously, and to be open to make mistakes, right? Sometimes our mission here, it will intertwine with passion and with fun. And other times it's going to be very important that these two things, or that these two worlds, they remain separated from each other. And it's for a reason when it happens. So take 2023 as a time to be perhaps a bit more carefree about the consequences. I feel like it's touchy to say that, right? Obviously use your intuition. It depends from situation to situation, right? But it's just a time to feel a little bit more lighthearted, and to not take your journey or what you're doing so seriously that you miss out on the lessons and on those experiences that are trying to teach you something or grow you, Path 4. The lessons, the mistakes, the experiences that are going to try to kind of like create the character development that you need for your journey ahead, you know, that are trying to orientate you exactly where you need to go as well. So keep your mind clear and focused, and remember that it's just like a child, right? Do you get angry when a toddler doesn't know how to write its name? No, because it hasn't learned to do that yet. So learning will be a big theme here too. Like self-growth is going to be massive this year. Yeah, but let's take a look at your tarot cards now to see what are the types of blessings that you guys are going to access this year, the type of big events or the big shifts that are going to happen to you. So we are starting with the King of Pentacles reversed. Then we have the King of Wands. This one is upright for you. And then we have, that's the King of Swords. What the fuck, you guys? This is so weird. It happened to a client of mine this week, and this never happens, you guys. It never does. It never happened to get 3 kings in the same reading like that. This is gnarly. Okay, then we have the Page of Pentacles. And finally we have, that's the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so we don't have the 4 king, but damn, you guys, like this is all core cards that you have received for your year here, and 3 kings. So yeah, the world rebirth, transformation, self-realization. This is a massive change of character that I see as your first blessing for you, Pal 4, this year. And most likely a major reorientation in your life coming in as a package with that as well, with this King of Pentacles being reversed and the Page of Pentacles being upright here. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles also, but he's reversed too. And with a Page of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles reversed, this is definitely your aim or your priorities changing in 2023. What you consider to be important and valuable in your life is changing. And it's funny because the King of Pentacles reversed, well, the King of Pentacles is a already pretty established dude. He has a career that pays him well, or that is securing his future. Well, I mean, security is an illusion, right? But at least he has that feeling of security in it. But you know, the King of Pentacles is someone who made a name for himself somewhere. He has assets to take care of, but he is reversed in your reading. And the King of Pentacles reversed can definitely speak of an asset that is just not worth it anymore. Either it has lost its value or it's not going to be growing anymore. Maybe that this asset is no longer providing him the security or future he had envisioned either. And this King reverse for you in your reading, he's followed by the most visionary characters of tarot. Like seriously, you know, the King of Wands, the King of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and we also have your Knight of Pentacles reversed. So that's definitely a change of course here. This is like choosing a new path for yourself and changing road entirely. So that's what this Gemini energy and this crossroads was talking about. It's like you guys are reorienting somewhere this year. You are going from a familiar, stable, secure, a place that you know, into the unknown a little more. But I see you being ready for that though, and feeling confident and prepared for this new chapter, our new experience, our new prospect. So this feels like the Page of Pentacles here is talking to me about something that you have been having on your sight for a while too. And I feel that some of you have been cultivating that plan or that avenue or this possibility for a while, maybe over the last year, maybe over 2022. And this year, it's like you're ready to step out, or you are ready for the birth process to take place. You're ready to sort of like officialize this more. And that's what the baptism vision was all about, I feel. Like it's like you are being blessed for your new path or your new vision, Pal 4. You're being blessed by the divine for this new journey ahead. And some of you this year are meant to abandon the security that you had as well, or what you had built somewhere. And that's because there is a bigger path calling to you. There's a bigger potential for you to explore somewhere, especially with this King of Wands and this Page of Pentacles, that feels like you just have a better prospect elsewhere, Pal 4. So this feels like an exchange that in the future will be a lot more rewarding for you with this page here. It's like you are taking control of your journey here somewhere. And yes, it may not feel as safe or as predictable as when you were in that King of Pentacles position here. But it's much more exciting and more fulfilling. Definitely. And I feel that this is what you have wanted or needed somewhere. You needed that kind of fresh energy, that new investment with a Page of Pentacles, something that can kind of like be your baby and that you can grow with this child too. So for you to have received all court cards here, this is major. This is confirming to me that this new year will be character defining for you. And it will also be about making major or significant moves. This is very rare to receive all the court cards, but to me, especially because we have the world here being present and the crossroads, year 2023 is about making life-defining decisions and moves, Pal 4. It also seems to me like you will exchange a certain security to make greater risk with this King of Pentacles being reversed, followed by the King of Wands. But since we also have the King of Swords and Page of Pentacles, this is calculated risks though. So I want you to know that, because there is a difference here. This is something you have planned for or thought about. It's not like impulsive. This is strategic to win at your own game. So imagine that this is a game of chess, right? This is like sacrificing some pawns so that you can make that power move that you wish to make. So it's not impulsive or ruthless. And what I tend to find about the court cards, which those are the pages, the knights, the queens, and the kings, in case you don't know about that, is that these are actors in a play, right? It's like the actor card. It's the character card for your journey. So let's say that each suit, the suit of pentacles, the suit of wands, of cups, of swords, were like different quest line, right? Excuse the geek in me, but that's as best as I can explain it. It's like each quest line contains characters that are more suited, or who have their own skills and talents and abilities that are more favorable for that quest line, right? So that's kind of what the court cards are to me. It's like the pip cards, like the cards 1 to 10 of each suit, they kind of like describe different steps, challenges and events inside of the journey. And when we receive pip cards, that's normally because our experience of life is from that angle where something is happening to us and we are responding to it. Whereas with the court cards, it's more so them that drive the adventure. They are on a path and influencing what the pip cards will do. While in the pip cards, we kind of learn how to deal with whatever is happening in our situation. With the court cards, we are the ones directing and acting in this environment. And because you have nothing but court cards here, to me, I interpret that as you taking more control in 2023 and you making the decisions, you influencing the outcome and direction of things, that things are going. And it's funny because that's exactly what we have also kind of tapped in for pile 3. So I don't know if some of you were also drawn to that pile, but there could also definitely be a message meant for you in that pile as well, if that's the case. But that being said, especially because we have 3 kings here and your Knight of Pentacles, which normally follows the order of the king, is reversed. This is talking about you following your own orders and rules this new year, pile 4, and carving your own path, a path that makes you feel sovereign and like the main character in it. A chapter is winding down on the life that you have been living, and you guys know that your time has come to raise to the crown that you were born to bear. That's the baptism I was talking about. So you could also view it as a crowning process. It's pretty cool. And to me, what it feels like personally is choosing a new path for yourself, pile 4. This doesn't even feel like a promotion. I mean, it could be. It could be some type of upgrade happening for you this year. But for me anyway, what I'm picking up here for the majority of you is that there is a new unpaved road that you're meant to blaze this year. And this path could be the one less traveled. It could be very new to you as well. And there are some people in here that are just ready for a career change, is what I see, or a new challenge that may require some kind of investment, maybe, or for a move into an entirely new environment with this world card here. I also don't know if some of you, if there is something that you are trying to prove to someone else in your life that maybe wasn't believing in you, or maybe that they wouldn't invest in you, with this King of Pentacles being reversed. And maybe that branching out on your own will sort of be your way, not only to gain your independence, but to also prove them that you can do this, that your way can work. And I don't know why I have this example onto my mind right now, but okay, I'm just going to say it. This is just an example, all right? But let's say that you are a hairdresser, for example, or a barber, or a tattoo artist. Maybe that you rent your own chair somewhere or your own spot inside of someone else's business or someone else's building, and maybe that your income was being stifled by that, and maybe that this person whom you depended on for renting your space or your business with the King of Pentacles reverse was starting to cause trouble. Well, this year you could be on your way to start your own shop and have your own place to do business at, your own clientele detached from this person, where you can do your own thing, do what the hell you want, and flourish your own projects without someone else over your shoulder. So that's just an example here for you guys, just so that you can see what I was talking about. And let's say, for example, that you are a student and you had a parent that was helping you finance your studies. But maybe that because of that, you felt like this individual had a certain power or opinion about what your future gets to be. Well, I see that this year you could be deciding to want to do things on your own. Maybe saying, look, mom, or look, dad, I appreciate the help that you're trying to give me, but I'm doing this on my own from now on. And I see another way, or I see a path, a different path for me. Something like that could be another possibility. But there is clearly a detachment here that you guys want to achieve this year, because you want to be completely out of the nest and in charge with your own things. You just want to be able to rely on your own self, or you only want to have to answer to yourself at the end of the day. But kings in tarot, they are initiators, you know. Kings are leaders and they take charge. So the fact that you have 3 of them here tells me that you want to also be accountable and responsible for yourself more this year. And you also want to trust yourself over anyone else. But this is a big leap that you will be taking this year, because for all of these code cards to be here, this tells me that you have completed a journey somewhere, or your lesson somewhere. And now you're like at that court card stage where now shit is about to get real. Now you feel like you have the power and influence over things. And you know what your King of Wands, King of Swords, and Page of Pentacles, they are making me think of? Wherever there is an intention, there is a way. And this could be the major realization or lesson that you put into place this year, Pile 4. Where you understand that no one or nothing is truly keeping you behind in 2023. And you can do or be whoever you choose to be. And you have every right to go as far as your ambition is telling you so. You are going to experience firsthand this year how much you create your own limits. And you know, we may not always create our circumstances, you know, our accidents, our tragedies, of course. But at the very least, we create our limits and what we decide to do with it. So even if you don't believe that we co-create or generate what happens around us, we still have the power to do with it whatever we please. So you will play and experiment with that belief this year, and you may shock yourself or surprise yourself as you realize that, damn, I'm a powerful being when I decide to take charge. And I see you apply this vibration and this mindset, and it's going to get you into the swing of this new changes, of everything that is happening very quickly all at once. And have you noticed how, like, on the King of Wands, like, there is this building on fire, like, right behind him, and he's staring right at it, right? It's kind of making me think, like, in those movie cliches where, like, the badass main character is just, like, setting the whole goddamn thing, the whole goddamn place on fire after they're finished, right? And they're just, like, it's just like that rite of passage where it's just like, okay, it's done, and I'm starting my new life now. Where it's kind of making me think of that in your reading, where it's just like, well, fuck it, I'm out. Like, I've just got this one life to live, and if I don't make maximum use of it, valuable opportunities with this Page of Pentacles are going to pass me by. And because you will be moving from that mindset, I see you accomplish what you had set to do this year, Pal 4. That's a big blessing that you're going to be so proud of. And it's going to make you see your own spiritual effectiveness here. That's why you will be thinking a lot more clearly with this King of Swords. And again, it's so funny because it's really reminding me of Pal 3 again. It's a very similar energy, maybe just playing out differently. But there is a major accomplishment happening in the lives of my Pal 4s this year. And just rerouting your destiny is what is going on. And that's going to be able to make you see more clearly, to think more clearly, to be very intentional as well with this King of Swords. And this message of clear your mind too. And I just see you coming out of this next year and in 2024 being more sure of yourself moving forward, being more sure of your destiny and where your future is trying to lead you. So especially if throughout 2022 you were suffering from indecision or procrastination, plans being pushed back, one of your most major blessings will be the clearance of that in 2023. But Pal 4, this is pretty much all that I'm seeing for you in terms of what is going to shape your year 2023. And I want to take this moment to wish you all a very, very blessed new year and a holiday season. And I just want to also share my gratitude with you because you all have been so supportive of my journey so far, and I wouldn't be here where I am today if it wasn't for you. You know, I'm so deeply glad for that, and I appreciate you so much. And for those of you who have been wanting to book a private reading with me or to book a private 2023 forecast, I do offer personal readings online. So the link to my store as well as social medias will be down below if you wish to encourage my work or just keep in touch. And otherwise, I shall see you all in the next video. Bye bye.